All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do The Rush, issue number 3 from Vault Comics. I like, let's say, this is now the third issue that I'm reading. I just, read it a second ago. There's some things I like, there's some things I don't like, and I think that's a recurring theme in this series, and we're going to talk about it. So, without further ado, let's dive in. So, I'm skipping a whole lot of text here. So, in the last issue, people getting killed by some kind of a bird creature, a monster, looked like a boy, and they are, try to name him somehow, but also they're burying that lawyer that wants to help the woman here, Nettie, that's her name, because she's still looking for the dead body of her son, right? And the lawyer wants to help her to uncover certain, secrets, and then it's being killed by a monster. And then, I don't know, Cowboys here has found another body, probably killed by what they call the carrion kid, which is a monster. Anyway, I don't like this. Waste of paper, in my opinion, but hey. So they are back in the bar discussing, and Nettie wants to know basically, well, they're having a chat here, right? About, so they are introducing to each other. This guy who's an inspector is called George, right? And so he says, to her that Nettie, those who tarry or that tarry in BROKEHOOF, that's the place, tend not to leave at all. It's not too late for you, meaning for you it is. Oh, and that I confess I'm loath to conject. I may be a special case. I was here before BROKEHOOF. Now, I spared all the introductions about that he followed a guy called Soapy Smith and his gang, right? Killed them basically and then stuck around because they found in the water something glittering, right? And then the Commissioner Steele, got wind of it and basically says, he was already here to oversee it, so he was, sticking around, right? And basically, he also says that sometimes BROKEHOOF is a lonely, lonely place, right? And probably not a fit for a woman of her stature. And also, he is getting approached by what's the word? A woman of pleasure. Is that how can I say that? So, but Nettie comes in. She says, "I'm talking." Well, honey, happens I'm talking to and not to you. So, and she says, "Fuck off." Can I say that? Probably not. Anyway, so Inspector says, Nettie, I'm going to hazard based on certain astounding deductive skills unique to one of my training that you may, in fact, not have been born and bred a respectable lady. Begging your pardon. So she explains that she was a dance hall girl for 6 years till her useless hypocrite of a husband came along and saved her worthy soul. And then she's basically climbing up the ladder, right? She says, I spent past a decade conspiring to bunco my way into airs and graces. Yet here I am comfortable in all this tumult and transaction. You know what I think? At least Greed's honest. So the inspector says, hey, you want my theories since we're sharing? And indeed, I am immune to whatever avaricious influence predominates here. I believe it's on account of experience alone. He says, I've seen more bonanzas than you can count. I've seen shack beggars made up to kings on the swill of a pan. Know what happens? Every man of him spends it fast as he digs it, keeps on spending after the color's gone, keeps on till he's broke and scurvy and crazy and starving, and all from trying to turn that gold into fulfillment, happiness, all the things he expected would come with it. None of them ever succeeds. To seeking fulfillment in unexpected places. Hear, hear. Right. I like this. The problem that I have with this book is, maybe I'm gonna, let's go a little bit further and we talk about that, right? Before I, speak my mind about this. But then PM I believe, what's this? There is a privacy. No. Regarding mining prospects. MP. So there was an explanation that MP what it is, but let's skip all that because I'm rambling. So she says it's about the claim, ma'am, that you asked me. I say privacy. May I posit? And then the pit is not my boy's burden, Mr. Time. But basically, so the claim is a digging site for gold. People selling it to other people that wants to dig gold after they dig it, I guess, and not finding gold anymore, right? So she says, "What's going on?" Right? And he says, "I found this. There is something about this that you need to understand." But she says, "MP, I thought I made myself clear on the subject. I do not care a damn for this gold." I did what? And these people look at her. "Do you find anything that pertains directly to the fate of my boy?" The inspector says, "Maybe it's time to get away." "Inspector, that is very forward, sir, but..." Uh-oh. So people going crazy. Do not care a damn for this gold. Oh man, that's the wrong thing to say. Only thing that drives a starving man crazier than hunger, meeting someone with no appetite. So they are they're going nuts. So he spits the gold away and everybody is, "Oh, the gold, right?" So they are going outside, but MP is following them, and because he says it's not about the gold, and it's about something else. So she asked this inspector to accompany them, but he needs to attend to what's happening a moment ago in the bar because he's an inspector, right? So he introduces her to Tzikamin. So Tzikamin is a I don't know, something that carves up dead beers, I guess. So this is here Tzikamin, Nettie. For most folks prefer to call him, don't tell me, the red-skinned kid. Bill, they call him Bill. So basically he Bill owes him because he is overlooking some indiscretions, if you know what I mean. So he asked him, say, "Hey, can you bring her to the digging site?" Right? So they are here. And so MP says, "I see the glitter just fine, MP. What of it? Point is, ma'am, if I cut into a span or so deeper and mark you, the same true here as it is down the shaft of bedrock. There, see? I don't understand. There's no gold below the surface. This site is salted." So he explains, way it works. Someone fills a shotgun shell with pennyweight dust, blasted at the ground. So when some greenhorn comes scratching, it looks like pay dirt all up and down. So what does this mean for Caleb, her son? Means the claim's a dud. Most likely it was him as learned. So everyone is, basically it's all a scam, right? So this scam is getting sold by other people, and then months later they find out that this is a scam. Well, the other person is long gone, right? And but then Bill here says he found something that should not grow here, and he says this is a pitchers, a carnivore, cups baited with nectar, flies come. I digest them when they fall. It has no business growing in the snowfields. You have a rare expertise, Mr. Bill, the gift of your tribe's rich oral history. So he makes a joke. He says, "I read a book about it." Anyway, so then there's a scream, right? So they are following the scream, and but MP says that claims a crossway, and he says, "Mr. Bridger, Inspector Lapointe said to Jericho what he said. My boy's alive, and here's a chance to find the devil as took him." And she says, "Can you track him? You mean on account of my mystical ability to read the wind and commune with the ghost of the soil?" I mean following the damn spider tracks before they hit by snow. "Oh, that, Mr. Bridger. Miss Bridger, I can do." And so MP shouts to Bill, says, "Just threats him, dear mister. This ain't what Lapointe ordered. He said you owed him. You ought to do as he said." The man that kills the pail owes nothing to nobody. The pail is that spider guy, I guess. So they are going somewhere, and there's a shed, and they see some bodies, and then they go inside, and then they see this: people alive or not alive, strung on a web, upside down, and those carnivorous flowers grow out them, which is pretty cool. They are in complete shock, of course. And then later, something happens. They are looking around for, but then Nettie is seeing something. Now, I'm not sure if this is a vision or that she is experiencing real things. I believe this is a vision. So this elk, well, it's not an elk, but, or maybe it is. Like I said, my knowledge about certain animals is a little bit lacking here. A moose. Yes, it's a moose. And it's leaking nectar, or is it fluid gold? I don't know. But this looks great. But Nettie says, I don't want your fucking gold. And she shouts suddenly in his face, where is my son? The creature screams, runs away, and we see these elks lying on the ground. And she says, where are you? Somewhere else. Was this a dream? Is this a vision? I do not know. So what do I think about this? I think this is cool. I like the story. The problem is it all starts with, in every book, this is the third book now, it's just a lot of, how do you say, info dump, right? And I like the interaction between certain people. I like the craziness. I like the gold rush. I also like the weirdness and, visions and spider creatures. The problem that I have is it drags for me. It's too long. I mean, this is now the third book. I want some action, to be honest. I want some more revelations, not, oh, we have a revelation now here in the back, in the shed. And now, oh, right. Now I have to read the other one. That's not going to do. I'm going to read it when I review it. And then probably it ends the same way. We have a lot of exposition, a lot of talking, a lot of weirdness, and then we go to the cliffhanger, right? And then it starts all over again. That's not what I'm looking for in a comic book. I mean, I don't mind this. I'm intrigued, but this is now the I don't know, the third book that ends like this somehow, with weirdness instead of, okay, just give me a little bit more, right? Because I'm not completely hooked right now. It's not a bad comic, don't get me wrong. It's actually, depends how you look at it. It could be very fun, but it doesn't hook me in. And after 3 issues, it should hook me in right away, but it doesn't. So, but 3 issues to go. We're going to see if it's, worth picking up. This is a trade paperback also. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. See you next time. Bye-bye.